Here we have the second mini-boss at the Great Bay Temple, Gekko. Wait, him again? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, and this time he's got some new friends. These mad jellies are unique enemies that are found only in this battle. When you get close to them, they'll try to jump on you, similar to choo-choos. Just use your shield to get close to Gekko and slash the mad jellies that get in your way. He'll try to toss them at you, but just be persistent and catch up to him. Once you hit him, he'll jump up to the ceiling along with all of the mad jellies, forming a giant blob. Run away from the shadow you see on the floor, because he'll then fall down with them, which will suck you up if it touches you at all. Tattle's advice isn't so helpful at all, but they're liquid and we just got the ice arrows, so it's pretty obvious. You want to shoot the blob, but if you do it while it's low, however, you will make it come back down, potentially sucking you up, like so. That was actually done on purpose, but I also didn't think I was that close enough to be grabbed, but oh well, that shows off what I was trying to show. Now the trick to pulling this off successfully is to wait until they're on the ceiling completely, then shoot them with an ice arrow. This will cause them to freeze and fall down and shatter, making Gekko vulnerable again. The rest of this battle is basically the same. Chase them down. The biggest tip I can give you is to let the gooey duo splat on the ground on purpose. Rather than looking up and trying to shoot them right now, let them fall down, turn around, Z-target them, wait till they get on the ceiling, shoot them with an ice arrow. And then stand right next to the shadow, don't actually let it land on you, and now run over and chase them down. It's pretty simple, really. Quick spins are your friends. If these mad jellies get too close to you, just use quick spins or slash them with your sword to get them out of the way. And once again, I'll just show it in detail. Wait for him to fall down on purpose, turn around, Z-target, shoot him with an arrow once he's on the ceiling, let it fall down, do not stand on the shadow, stand just outside of it, run up to him, and slash him. Okay, so back in Chapter 5, I got the Don Garros mask from a Goron back in Mountain Village. This mask allows you to speak with frogs when you wear it, and because Gekko reverted back into a regular frog, you can now talk with it while using the mask. It will ramble for a bit and finally agree to meet up with you in the mountains once spring comes. This eventually leads to a piece of heart, which is totally optional, and I will be getting that after this temple. So if you have the Don Garros mask, I highly recommend you speak with this frog as long as we're here. It will save you a lot of time later. So next, go out the door and open the large, colorful chest to get the boss key. Yes! Alright, so with the boss key in hand, all that's left to do is collect the remaining stray fairies and work our way to the boss, which is surprisingly a rather lengthy and somewhat difficult task. We're only partially done with this dungeon. You want to climb up out of this area and then jump into the water. Now in the last video, I turned all of the red switches, restoring the flow of the water through these red pipes that are right next to me. If we follow them, we'll find out where they lead. So return to the main room and then float up to the top and then climb up any one of these ladders, and when you get to the top, you want to follow the red pipes which lead all the way back to the entrance. So on the right side of this room, there's another big red switch, and the red pipes also pass through one of these water pump elevator things, and just above it, you'll see there's a target that is on the ceiling. You want to hookshot to it, and then wait for this geyser to be at its highest point so that you can jump to the red platform and turn the big switch. So as you can see, this kind of stilled the giant central water wheel thing, but so what does this accomplish? So now that we have all the red pipes flowing all the way through, you want to turn off to your left where you'll see that there's the final yellow switch. Now you may have messed with this one before when you first entered the temple, but it wouldn't have accomplished anything. Now that we have the other water flowing though, it will allow us to make the water wheel spin the other direction. So go over there, turn the yellow switch, and now we have the water wheel spinning the opposite way. So what purpose does this serve? Well, you'll see in a moment. That's all we had to do here, folks, so pack up and go back to the central room. As you probably already guessed, changing the direction of the water wheel makes the giant one in this next room go the other way, which changes the flow of the water so it spins the other direction, so now we can reach different rooms. We'll actually be exploring those in a moment, but first we want to look around. We fixed all the yellow and the red pipes, which means the only ones left are the green ones. If you look at them, though, they have arrows on them that show the direction that they flow, and if you follow it backwards to find the source, which is on the other side of the room. There's also a waterfall that is blocking this ladder, though, so it's pretty obvious, but you need to shoot it with an ice arrow to freeze it, which will allow you to access this door. So in this room, straight ahead, you'll see the first green platform, but you'll also see that there is some grating above the ceiling, and it actually has some holes in it, so that's kind of suspicious. Makes it look like you could get up there. Now, if you'd like to get a straight ferry with me, you want to follow me over to the far northwest corner of the room. Now you can use ice arrows to make platforms and then use the Gekko mask to hop over to them, and finally wear the Zora mask to give you some added height, allowing you to jump up here more easily. There's a blue Tektite over here that's in a somewhat awkward position. Now you can jump in the water and lure it back to land so you can defeat it, but that takes kind of a while, so instead just use a couple of double cutters to defeat it. Now just above this hole in the ceiling in the corner there's a target. However, the target is kind of more towards this side, so we needed the platform that we're going to make with ice arrows to be really close to the wall. It's actually very hard to aim it and actually do this successfully, so instead, what I recommend you do is actually shoot an arrow somewhat away from your end destination on purpose, a little to the side. This gives you a great place to create the next platform at an angle as close to the wall as you want, so this way you can do it very easily. So next you can stand on top of this platform and then turn around and use the hookshot on the target above, and then go and open the chest in the middle of this upper area on top of the grating to find the 9th stray fairy. So I do want to point out that there are rupees that are on these targets here. There's 2 targets that are in this upper area that have rupees on them, and the one that didn't have rupees is the one that leads to the stray fairy. But anyways, you could use the other one as well, but it's in the far northeastern corner, and I personally just don't really think it's worth it. It's kind of a waste of time because we can make rupees really fast if we really want to. Anyway, you want to make sure you go to the green platform before you leave the room. Just make some platforms and work your way over there. I like using the Gekko mask because I think it's a lot easier. You can actually make less platforms this way and save on magic. But anyways, work your way over there, climb onto the platform, and pull the switch to activate the first green platform. This is where it originates from. Oh yeah, green water is flowing. Now there is an evil enemy in this room called a Desbrecko. Now these things are they're a pain to deal with because they will munt on you as soon as you get close. However, you can defeat them quite easily by standing on platforms and shooting them with arrows from there, or you can swim through them while using the R button, which will zap them and it does more damage. And a few passes will quickly take care of it and defeat it. Now you're probably wincing at the green bar that is underneath your health right about now, since we just used a whole ton of ice arrows and potentially defeated that Desbrecko by swimming through it. So you can go smash the jars at the bottom of the room to restore your magic, and after that, just leave the room and join me for the next video where I will follow the green pipes. Ta-da!